Hey man, what's good YouTube? Welcome back to another episode. We're gonna be looking at young Dolph's death suspects are all dead. I saw this come across my timeline and I'm like, you know what? I want to react to this. I want to see what they talking about. Like, I have been like catching up with it, but shit, I believe that all the Dolph, the people who killed Dolph, I think all of them dying off. I think they got arrested. If I'm not mistaken, they all got arrested, or I think some of them got arrested. I don't know. Know how my memory is. Like, I probably know it, but I don't know for sure. But they saying that the suspects are all dead. So I wonder what happened. So I'm about to look at this. I'll probably not look at the whole thing. I'll probably skip parts of it. Depends on what it is. But anyways, make sure you like the video. Make sure you like the video. Get the video to at least 30 or 50 likes. Comment what you think about the video. Comment whatever you want me to react to next, and subscribe if you're new. And we gonna get into it. Let me like the video first. Remember what I keep on saying. We gonna lead by example.
The tragic death of young Dolph had a domino effect.
Man once named as a person of interest in young Dolph's murder has now also been killed.
With one thing leading to the next, and the violence snowballing onto something else.
2 people have been arrested in a deadly Castalia Heights shooting.
So it's likely that with all of his suspects all over the news, this is why young Dolph's death suspects are all dead. War in Memphis. The death of young Dolph and
Damn, just hearing this shit, it's like how the story is going. Like, damn, this shit. Memphis worse than DC. DC is a war zone going on, but I don't know. I think Memphis going harder. I see how Memphis look like. It look crazy. I wouldn't want to live there. I wouldn't want to live there. We got some fucked up projects in DC, but at the same time, this is damn near the country. If you've been like, you go to one of them small towns in South Carolina, that's basically how Memphis is, like one of them old country towns. Everything fucked up. They not rebuilding nothing. They just like how everything is what it is.
November 2021 caused chaos in the city of Memphis. He was one of, if not the city's most beloved rappers, and he was killed before he was set to deliver Thanksgiving turkeys to the less fortunate. His killing fueled anger among many people in Memphis, causing it to be a dangerous place to be. Police were basically telling people to stay indoors.
Tonight, we strongly encourage everyone to stay home if you do not have to be out.
But it wasn't simply chaos that ensued, but a war. According to the YouTube channel Cut to the Chase TV, many people were going into exile.
As soon as young Dolph lost his life, who left Memphis? Key Glock. He put all his yellow cars on a ramp and got the hell on. With Big Newski.
Smart dude. You know that shit going on. I think that was his cousin. Your cousin died. You always around your cousin, so you already know he gone, so you next. So you better pack up all your shit and get the fuck out of town. Well, niggas can't get to you so quick. Motherfuckers want to act so hard to the point that they don't want to leave their neighborhood. They don't want to leave. Ain't nobody gonna run me out my neighborhood. How about be smart? Ain't nobody running out your neighborhood. You trying to make yourself safe. Cause you already know your time coming, but niggas want to live that street like to the end. They're like, man, they gonna get me. They gonna have to come get me. I don't like that mentality, bro. It's like, bro, that's just saying that you just don't give a fuck about your life. You know what I'm saying? You don't give a fuck about your life, and you putting your you putting your family through it though. But knowing that you in the streets. For me, if I know you in the streets, I'm not really gonna have feelings for you like that. I'm not even going. If you die, you die, because you knew what the fuck you signed up for. I'm not gonna feel bad. He signed up for it. I'm gonna be mad and sad that he gone, but at the same time, it's like you signed up for it. So that's what comes with it. It is what it is.
He lost his life. What did Moneybagg Yo do? got the hell out of Memphis. He's like, man, this is too much. I don't want to get caught in the crossfire because now I know it's war.
Oh, Moneybagg Yo did it too?
Both sides.
I feel him.
I'm not trying to be in the mix of it.
And young Dolph's death was one of its instigators. When news broke out that Dolph was killed, it was unclear who exactly was involved, but the police soon found people connected to the death.
That officers need help locating
Joshua Taylor,
26-year-old
Devin
Devin Burns and 26-year-old Joshua Taylor. With the addition of these two men, there are now 5 people total either behind bars, on the run, or wanted for questioning in the case that has garnered national attention.
There was a slight distinction made between all of the men involved. Some were charged directly with the killing, some were seen as accessories to the killing, whereas others were simply listed as a person of interest.
These 5 men are either in custody or wanted for questioning. Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith are both behind bars, both charged with murder in the case. Last week, an arrest warrant was issued for Shondell Barnett for being an accessory after the fact.
And the list got longer.
Damn.
Sunday, 2 more men were added to the names of those police want to speak with. They are Joshua Taylor and Devin Burns.
But it didn't stop there. Added to this list was someone who they believe was the mastermind behind
Yeah, the one who plotted it. The dude, I guess he was a kingpin dude, and then he had a daughter, and she died too. Him,
That's
yeah.
Goldman. He is charged with first-degree murder, criminal attempted first-degree murder, and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder.
And these people were all connected. Once they found one person, this led to another, and there was almost a domino effect of
That's why they ain't saying nothing about this man's daughter dying too.
The police didn't start getting leads. They didn't start developing suspects. They didn't start developing motives until they started locking people up. The moment Cornelius Smith got locked up, that's when everything went downhill. That's when they got straight drop as a suspect. Then they locked straight drop up. That's when they got Shondell Barnett.
These names were blasted all over the news. And while I said Govan was the mastermind, this was what news reports said at the time. Since then, something strange has happened. Govan has been given a bond and is allowed to stay on house arrest. And this is with the consent of young Dolph's
That
family.
nigga look
Meanwhile,
untrustworthy.
Justin Johnson and Cornelia Smith have to stay in jail. Why would someone alleged to have committed first-degree murder be allowed outside prison? This has led people to the conclusion that Govan may not have been as central to young Dolph's death as initially stated. When people sought revenge for young Dolph's death, the first person they went for was not Govan, but somebody else.
Yeah, we start with that breaking news tonight. We've been told by Memphis police that a high-profile gang member was killed in a shooting in Orange Mound this afternoon. This is according to family members who tell us Joshua Taylor was named a person of interest in the young Dolph murder case back in February of 2022.
The details of the scene were pretty gruesome.
Officers say the shooting happened at Spotswood Avenue near Bunton Street. Police received a call about a body found around 1 p.m. this afternoon. A short time later, Police Chief C.J. Davis made the scene. Neighbors telling us they think the victim was actually shot last night. Police are telling us the investigation is still ongoing. We'll keep you posted.
Of course, this could have been a coincidence, but even news outlets made a clear connection between the murder of young Dolph and Joshua Taylor.
In November 2021.
I just looked at the gas prices. God damn! This is a Valero. Valero shouldn't be this goddamn high. Like the one around my way, what's it? It used to be a Valero around Brentwood in DC, and they gas prices was never this high. This was like the Valero is basically the most cheapest gas that you can get it was the cheapest gas that you could get in the DC area. That shit was like $2.70 something, like $2.60 something. In Memphis, that shit $3.19. I would never go there.
In November 2021, Dolph was killed outside a South Memphis cookie store. 3 months later, MPD called Taylor and another man persons of interest. Taylor was reportedly questioned but never charged. Those close to the case tell us.
Yeah, another thing, I don't want to keep on pausing it, but at the same time, like, street niggas, I don't give a fuck how hard you go. I don't give a fuck how known you is or how protected you are as a street nigga. If you know you in the streets and shit like that, why keep on thinking that you untouchable? Your days are numbered, nigga. The fuck? If you don't stay your ass out the fucking way and don't think that you some type of immortal god or something like that, nigga, your days is numbered just like the rest of us too. You get caught lacking one day, And when you do, you gonna be shitting your drawers. You be like, fuck, they got me. Come on, man, you gotta stand on all 10, man. You gotta stay attentive.
Taylor is part of a group, the same group linked to the suspects charged in connection with Dolph's murder.
And it left locals with the sense that this wasn't the end, and more was yet to come.
Taylor's death has left the community on edge, as many fear the violence isn't over, that retaliation will only continue.
YouTubers were predicting war. All of the people linked to young Dolph's death just so happened to be members of a Memphis gang called Trula Mafia. This is something we will dig much deeper into later, but just keep in mind that Dolph's killing did not come from individual shooters, but from a sophisticated organization. According to King Ock 47,
I told y'all just on the live stream, niggas about to start dying and going to jail real soon. Ain't nobody want to believe me, bro. All this is tied to Dolph. All this, bro. All this is trickle-down effects.
The crucial piece of information was that Justin Taylor was not simply a gang member, but the leader.
Teezy ain't just no gang member. Teezy was the head of Trula Mafia.
With a major hit taken out on young Dolph, the buck stopped at the gang's leader.
That means if anybody that's in Trula got anything to do with young Dolph's death, Justin Johnson. Teezy at the end of the day gives the okay.
At first, people were wondering why it was Teezy that was attacked and not the actual people who pulled the trigger. The simple argument was that the shooters were simply following orders.
So at the end of the day, getting Teezy out the way is worth more than even getting the actual killer.
Yeah, because you're bringing up the whole organization.
If it wasn't for you, who is this?
And another suspicious death that occurred happened to a rapper member named Big Newski. He is believed to have been a friend of Justin Johnson, and as I'll get into later, has some other interesting connections.
Big Newski is the same that was all in pictures with Justin Johnson, young Dolph's alleged killer.
Another simple reason why Teezy and Big Newski were targeted is because they were still out on the street. The two shooters of young Dolph are behind prison walls, so obviously not as easy to attack. Justin Johnson, however, was punched in the face during his incarceration. What's more, the suspects connected to young Dolph's murder were all wearing special uniforms to indicate that they needed extra protection from other inmates.
You see the red shirt Govan is wearing? It is because he, along with others charged in this very high-profile case, are having to be kept away from the general population in lockup.
Trilla Mafia apparently did not have a fixed structure, but the leader
got to, because I'm telling you, once they get out in public, once they get out, man, once they get out there with all them niggas, man, what the fuck y'all doing, man? Y'all killed Dolph, they gonna die.
This gang, CEO Teezy, would have had to clear something like killing young Dolph.
It's true that there's no structure. But
and my thing is, who Big I don't know who this guy is. How is he still alive by talking to just talking in general? You know some information, you putting it out there what you shouldn't even be doing. I don't know. I don't know. He putting out vital information that nobody don't know or everybody don't know. He's just talking about it. But hey, talking like that, somebody gonna have to say something to you. I swear, you get around, man. What you talking all this stuff on the internet for, man? Shut the fuck up.
There is something called loose structure. For something that big to go down, you think Justin Johnson could just get paid to do it? No. Teezy had to know about it.
And clearly, Teezy was known as someone who was directly involved in young Dolph's death. A lot of people were delighted that this man had been killed. There were even celebrations of Dolph's death on Twitter users posting, "What goes around comes around," "Street justice," and "Case closed." It looks as if these people were simply young Dolph's fans. However, there are some artists on Paper Route Empire that were also in a celebratory mood. Kenny Muni posted LB, which could...
Testing used to be simple. It's not anymore.
Stand for Long Live Dolph.
Oh, Kenny Money.
However, the bigger question was whether this was revenge or karma. CEO Teezy, as the leader of a criminal organization, would probably have had more than one enemy and people with more than one reason to take him out. What happened next supports the case that this was a response to young Dolph's death.
Also in the news, a man is now dead after a shooting happened on Castelia Heights this morning. Officers responded to the scene at 1 a.m. to the 800 block of Cloverdale Drive and found a 53-year-old man dead.
Ooh, I don't like them blocks. You see that shit? I don't like them blocks. You come up in here. What the fuck? You come up in here, it's like, bruh, what if you try and get away? Oh, okay, never mind. I take that back. I see another way out. I'm thinking that you had to go all the way through here. Come through here's a dead end. Come out. You gotta go all the way around. Come all the way back out just to go here or here. Then I just saw this right here. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm about to say, I don't like that block. I don't even like this right here. All that shit, man. Nah, man.
At the scene.
In response to CEO Teezy's death, another shooting occurred. This happened in Castalia Heights, a neighborhood associated with Young Dolph. This was no coincidence. The people seeking revenge for Young Dolph's death were a group named Double R. In Young Dolph's song Get Paid, he raps, "Double R parked in my front yard." The gang Double R was tight with Young Dolph, and by extension also tight with Young Dolph's label, Paper Route.
I would like to say rest in peace to Big Scar. I miss Big Scar, man. I think he was going to be the best one that came out of 1017. Pooh Shiesty, I started liking Pooh Shiesty a little bit, but Big Scar, he got that. He was going to be the face of 1017. That nigga was like that to me. His flow. I mean, he even though he just started, he was practice. He was getting there. He was getting better. He's still young. He had a lot of improvement to do, but god damn, he had to overdose on them pills, man. That's fucked up. R.I.P. to Big Scar.
Empire, which promoted mainly artists from Memphis. According to King Act 47, this was a shooting that took place in Dolph's old neighborhood in Double R territory.
Late last night, in Castalia Heights, Young Dolph hood, they call it Dolph Land. Some pre be at Double R. You're seeing two people slid over there. You know, just start shooting up everything.
The shooting was so brutal that an innocent man living in the neighborhood was tragically killed.
A 58-year-old man lost his life, but he was not the intended target. And I'm also hearing that it may have been another shooting just not too long ago in Castalia Heights.
Another suspicious incident was the tragic death of Lotta Cash Desto, an up-and-coming rapper.
There you go.
She was apparently the daughter of Hernandez Govan.
And she signed a little Uzi.
And there would need to be a lot more evidence to tie this to the feuds between Trilla Mafia and Double R. That being said, Govan posted in response to his daughter's death with, "I think I cursed you, Destiny, with my lifestyle. I apologize, babe." And apparently Double R and Trilla Mafia were once the same gang.
Really?
You know the history of Double R and Trilla. They all used to be one. Trilla also used to be in Castalia Heights. They split up.
How?
Which created Double R and Trilla.
So let's look into the gang affiliations of
so
the
why they
suspects
split
behind
up?
Young Dolph's murder, and more importantly, why the hit was called out on Young Dolph. Gang affiliations. None of the people involved with Young Dolph's death have been convicted yet, but clearly in the case of Joshua Taylor, the people who went out to get him are not interested in the verdict from a court of law. But it is very hard to deny that these are all members of Trilla Mafia. Cut to the chase. TV came across this rather interesting photo.
Boom! That is Trilla Mafia in Miami the whole month of June. That is CEO Teezy. That's Straight Drop. That's Shondell Barnett.
Straight Drop is the rapping name of Justin Johnson, one of the alleged shooters. Here we see Johnson wearing a Paper Route Empire chain. Straight Drop was never signed to Young Dolph, but as an up-and-coming rapper in Memphis, there's no doubt that he knew who Dolph was. Some contend that he was not wearing this chain as a fan. Another image surfaced where Young Dolph appears to be performing at a club, and Johnson can be seen in the background. It's chilling to think how many times Young Dolph may have unknowingly crossed paths with his future killer. Cut to the chase.
Fake
TV
niggas.
found some other images of Trilla Mafia members wearing pre-chains.
Take a look at these pictures. You got Straight Drop rocking the Paper Route Empire
Wow.
chain with his belt buckle as a wallet holder. Y'all see it? You got JoJo Splat rocking the Paper Route Empire chain even after Young Dolph has been dead for 2 months.
Normally, if you see someone wearing a G-Unit or a Wu-Tang chain, you would assume that this is
They
because they are a fan of their music. However, with the Puri chains, there's actually the opposite going on.
Every time Trilla Mafia is wearing that Paper Route Empire chain, that's not a nod to Young Dolph. That's not an honorary pendant they're wearing it. They are wearing that paper route Empire chain to mock Young Dolph, to mock.
But the thing is, it's stupid because it's like, all right, the police is looking at you. All they got, you taking pictures with the with the man, with the dead man chain on, and taking it across, taking it, well, not across country, but just giving it to your mans and shit, just swapping the piece out and shit. So you telling me that if you put, all right, Dolph died, you wearing his chain, so you don't think that that's going to be suspicious?
Purple Rock Empire, yeah, we got your chain, come get it back. We took your chain.
This is the reason why I couldn't be in the streets, because of this shit right here. Niggas do dumb shit. I mean, when I used to do shit, like, I wasn't doing no crazy shit, not no hood shit. I just wanted to get some money, that's all. But I didn't want to be around a group of people. I did everything by myself, and I did that shit within probably like I only did that shit probably like a year, and that's it. Because I got other shit to do than just be in the streets and not do nothing with myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand that shit.
Chain from me.
A key piece of evidence in Young Dolph's murder is a stolen white Mercedes. If you recall what I said earlier, this is a sophisticated criminal organization, and one of their biggest rackets is carjackings.
Focusing on a widespread and sometimes deadly trend, carjackings. Car thefts in Memphis have almost doubled this year.
I don't care. Like, something happened, you ain't taking me down with you. Fuck that. I'm solo dolo out here.
For auto thefts, we're up significantly, and the majority of our suspects are below the age of 18, almost 30%.
And these cars are used for getting things done.
Think about it, they're not reselling the cars, they're not painting the cars, they are stealing these cars to do other crimes, to do other shootings, to do other murders. Let's keep that in mind when you think about the Young Dolph case.
When Young Dolph was shot on that fateful day, the shooters were driving a stolen white Mercedes. This Mercedes was tied to a second shooting which happened in Covington, which is about 40 miles away from Memphis. This Mercedes was found in an area known as Orange Mound in Memphis, outside an abandoned house.
Images of this now.
Marcus is a connoisseur of anything that's free. So he was happy to read the disclaimer on TurboTax Free Edition.
Roughly 37%.
Infamous white Mercedes, Memphis police say, was the getaway car used in Young Dolph's murder at Makita's Cookies, has been viewed by millions. The car was found outside this abandoned home on Bradley Street days after the killing in late November.
Then this car is connected to Justin Johnson.
It's the same home seen here in this music video featuring Young Dolph's accused killer, Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop.
And this neighborhood is connected to
you don't think they gonna put the pieces together?
43-year-old Hernandez Govan, who was just indicted in the rap star slaying, along with Johnson and Cornelius Smith, once lived just a few houses down.
And if Orange Mound rings a bell, that's because it was mentioned earlier on in this video. It's the same neighborhood where CEO Teezy was killed. So now that we have established that
Teezy died.
Young Dolph's murder were Trilla Mafia, let's get into what their beef was with Young Dolph. And believe it or not, Trilla Mafia and Young Dolph at one stage were on good terms. In fact, Young Dolph worked with rapper J Money Trilla on a song together. J Money Trilla was tragically killed in 2016, as was his brother D Money. The alleged killer of D Money was a person named Uncle Danny, and Uncle Danny was signed to Paper Route Empire. The only piece of evidence to connect this is a rather strange Facebook exchange after Young Dolph's death between someone and the mother of J Money. The message from the other person said J Money would have had these streets crying about Dolph, to which J Money's mother replies, he sure didn't cry about him or D Money. He signed D Money Killer. King Act 47 seems to be referring to this when he says,
Trilla used to be cool with Dolph until Young Dolph signed somebody that on the streets, and allegedly, I'm not saying who the dude name is, y'all do that for yourself, killed they homie.
For Young Dolph, this deal was strictly business. He was signing a promising artist that he was convinced would bring him in money. And besides, Young Dolph had already moved out of Memphis and was living in Atlanta, so street beef in Memphis was not his top priority. For Trilla Mafia, this was a betrayal.
Yeah, there was a betrayal.
Betrayal results in retaliation.
Once Dolph did that,
doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter about a business move after that. Doesn't matter if you live out of Memphis or all that stuff. This guy killed somebody that's real close to gang members that is real close to you, and you signed the dude that killed one of their homies. Yeah, they not trying to fuck with you no more. It's like you a snake now.
Trilla took it.
You shouldn't have did that.
Disrespect.
I understand.
Start seeing Trilla align themselves with Young Dolph Ops. He was Young Dolph Ops. CMG.
And another important person
Wow.
in the equation is Key Glock. Key Glock was signed to Paper Route Empire and was seen as Young Dolph's protege. They even made a series of albums together called Dumb and Dumber. After Young Dolph's death, it came to light that Key Glock knew some of the people associated with the death of his mentor, Young Dolph. Dolph and Glock are also technically family, as they are cousins through marriage.
Yeah.
But he seems to have
All
also
cousins
been
through
friends
marriage.
with CEO Teasy. This is quite damning information, but there could be a much more innocent explanation. As I mentioned earlier, Trella Mafia and Double R were once the same gang until they split into two sets. When this happened, you basically had to pick sides and abandon some of your former friends.
I don't like
depending on what
that.
side
I don't like
you were
that picking
on.
sides
Key Glock,
shit.
who was by now establishing himself as a rapper, was probably holding on to friendships that it was not wise to hold on to. Key Glock being involved in the murder does not make sense for two reasons. Firstly, this guy is his cousin, and why would kill a member of his extended family? Secondly,
It
why would
happens.
he kill the person who was promoting his career and bringing him in so much money? So the connections between him and the alleged suspects of Young Dolph's murder make no sense, both from an emotional and logical viewpoint. Nonetheless, he does have some explaining to do.
It's quite funny how everybody that used to be associated with you, everybody that used to run with you, everybody that used to be a part of your crew is now accused of killing your cousin, Young Dolph.
But for Cut to the Chase TV, the murder of Young Dolph, or at least part of why they could have killed Dolph, was to cut off the money supply of Uncle Danny or Key Glock. If you take out Dolph, you have essentially cut off the food supply.
They see Young Dolph buying his artists cars, cribs, chains. So you helping my enemy eat. We don't necessarily have a problem with you, but you is the food supply, you is the water supply, you is supplying my enemy, so we gotta take you out.
When Young Dolph's murder came to light, many people pointed the finger at one person and one person only. Young Dolph had a lengthy and violent feud with another Memphis rapper, so when he got killed, it was assumed that he might have something to do with it. I'm of course talking about Yo Gotti, so I'm going to present all of the information and let you decide whether there is any
Fucking
connection.
Yo Gotti.
Trella and CMG versus Pre. Young Dolph and Yo Gotti could have been the best of friends, but for a number of reasons, the two never saw eye to eye. The beef started when Young Dolph was coming up in Memphis, and Yo Gotti tried to get him signed to his label. A huge part of Young Dolph's story was that he was an independent artist, and he was determined to stand on his own 2 feet. Gotti, meanwhile, saw this as a sign of disrespect.
Yeah, sign of disrespect. You just a jealous motherfucker. You's a jealous motherfucker. Like you can't respect the fact that I want to be a boss. All right, cool, you little bitch ass nigga. Fuck you then. Yeah, I'll stay away from him too. Like I understand that you want to sign me, but if I want to make a decision that I don't want to sign you. I want to plant my 2 feet in the ground and grow my empire. You know, and you mad because of that? All right, fuck you then. That's some bitch nigga shit, man.
Clearly caused consternation between the two, and Dolph tweeted, "Bra went from being my #1 fan and wanting to sign me to being my biggest hater." Dolph added fuel to the fire by calling his album King of Memphis, a title that Yo Gotti regularly referred to himself as. The implication was that Gotti's throne had been usurped by Dolph. However, Dolph downplayed this by saying that was not the king of Memphis's, but a king of Memphis. It's a small but significant distinction.
King of Memphis. What I ordered versus what I got. I ordered Huel hot and savory as a healthy, quick.
Not the king of Memphis. Like, all of my partners king. Everybody that hang with me, all my partners, like, everybody having some paper, everybody caked up.
Gotti did not publicly respond to Dolph, and most of the retaliation came from Gotti's affiliate, Black Youngstar. Youngstar posted a video of himself alongside others where he was carrying a gun and walking around Dolph's neighborhood looking for him. He can be heard saying, "Dolph, you a bitch, you a soft. If you got a problem, say you got a problem, and you ain't even no king of Memphis." Dolph responded on Instagram with, "First thing first, everybody know it's Yo Gotti. That sending your artist out to say the lame he been saying and doing. I guess you still mad cause I didn't never sign with you, or is you still in your feelings cause you fell out with? Geechi Mane and you was mad at me cause I kept rocking with Geechi. Then there was not one, but 2 hits made on Young Dolph's life, both of which had links to Gotti and Black Youngstar. In February 2017, Dolph was in North Carolina and someone started shooting at the Jeep he was driving in. The vehicle was shot at roughly 100 times, but thanks to the vehicle's bulletproof glass, Dolph survived the incident. He even mocked his shooters by releasing a song named 100 Shots. The police found out that the van used to trap and shoot was rented by none other than Black Youngstar. Youngstar was initially charged, but these were later dropped, with Youngstar claiming that this vehicle was stolen. But it was a mighty fine coincidence that Black Youngstar happened to be in North Carolina at the same time as Dolph and had a car connected to the shooting. Another amazing coincidence happened later that year in September.
Breaking news.
news, a shooting at a popular tourist spot in Hollywood. Tonight, a rapper is in critical condition.
Dolph survived this incident once again. And just like before, one of his enemies happened to be in the same city as him. The shooting happened outside Lowe's Hollywood Hotel, and one of the hotel's guests during this time was Yo Gotti. Gotti's friend Corey McClendon was charged with these shootings. And just like before, these charges were dropped once again.
Damn, to really think about it, they really did wanted to get young Dolph out the way, man. He did have multiple attempts on his life. Who knows? That's crazy, man. And they finally caught him in his own hometown, chilling in somebody else's cookie store. They couldn't get him in North Carolina. They couldn't get him in LA. But they got him in his own city. That's crazy. That's what niggas usually get you in your most comfortable environment, and that's your hometown. That's why I don't get why when rappers make it, they don't move out. They want to stay in the hood. You're not safe in the hood, man. You got status. You got something going on for yourself. You got to get away from them people, man. You might think these people love you, but the whole time they don't. They just live there. They not your family members.
No guilty verdicts were made once again, but let's just say that Gotti and Black Youngstar have some very good lawyers. So when Dolph was shot for the third time and did not survive this time, you could forgive people for jumping to the conclusion that Gotti and his affiliates were involved. But this time round, there was nothing that incriminated Gotti and Black Youngstar. What's speculated is that Young Dolph's label and the gang he was affiliated with joined forces, and Trella Mafia and the label they were affiliated with joined together. It was the classic case of my enemy's enemy is my friend.
Two hoods that don't get along with each other versus two record labels that don't get
along with each other.
Basically what it is.
And here are some links being made between Trilla Mafia and Gotti's label CMG. Two images surfaced which has led many people to put two and two together. In one photo, we see Hernandez Govan in a picture with a guy named Big Juke, who is Gotti's brother. A picture of Govan and Gotti together would be a lot more damaging. But the fact that there is only 1 degree of separation between the two is quite interesting, to say the least. There are even allegations that Big Juke put the hit out and put a $40K bounty on Dolph's head. Grove Hero from Memphis posted a video on Instagram that alleges that Big Juke put a bounty on Dolph's head.
If a told you, hey man, look bro, my Juke put a $40,000 hit on you, bro. Like, man, come on, bro.
There is also an Instagram video of Big Juke with none other than CEO Teezy.
Nah, man, you doing prop money now. Is that
Why the fuck he look like that? Teezy look like he's scared.
Gone viral. This is the music video for a song by Black Youngstar, and it appears that Shondell Barnett, one of the people considered an accessory to the song by Black Youngstar, and it appears that Shondell Barnett, one of the people considered an accessory to Young Dolph's murder, is there in the video. And remember before I mentioned the death of the rapper Big Nusky? Well, Nusky was signed to a label called Bread Gang, which is run by the rapper Moneybagg Yo, who is signed to CMG. There seems to be only 1 or 2 degrees of separation wherever you look. Even if Gotti is involved, it will be incredibly difficult to find his fingerprints on anything. Gotti is named after the famous mobster John Gotti, and both of them are in a similar situation. John Gotti was known as the Teflon Don. Teflon is used in non-stick cooking pans, and the police struggled to place any charges on him that would stick. Yo Gotti is in a similar situation. He is not the leader of Trilla Mafia or anything, but he is a rich and successful rapper and entrepreneur and needs to have a squeaky clean image.
Gotti is at a level where the streets take care of itself. He the bag, and they make sure in all ways the bag is protected. He don't got a hand in nothing, ain't put a dollar in nothing, ain't caught a hit in nothing.
With Gotti, there is too much at stake for him to go to jail. That's why when Dolph was taking shots at Gotti, it was Black Youngstar jumping in and doing his dirty work. Gotti's hands are clean at all times. But as for his brother Big Juke, things are not as straightforward. In July 2023, he is believed to have been arrested. But as to why he was arrested, we still don't know. If Big Juke is arrested in connection with Young Dolph's murder, then it would be very difficult for Gotti and his affiliates to deny that they had nothing to do with it.
Oh, well, he did now, so.
Completely innocent. Thank you so much for watching. Please click on some of the videos you see in front of you.
That's the end of the video, but yeah, Big Juke dead, so they can't get nothing off a dead man now. But damn, the streets of Memphis is crazy. I wouldn't even want to live there. I don't think I wouldn't have made it. Nah, at the same time, yeah, I would, because I wouldn't be hanging around them niggas anyway. Fuck, I want to hang around a bunch of crash dummies for. But anyways, that's the end of the video. Cool video. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment what you think, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.